Don't you just enjoy a good recap? So many TV shows this day, when you're watching a series for something, they start out with kind of the reminder of the things that have come before. So that way you can make sure that you're caught up to date before you start the new episode. Here we have King Nebuchadnezzar's recap of the entire situation. Boiled down to 2 verses. We're in Daniel, we're in chapter 3, and looking at verses 27 and 28 today. And if you've missed any of this story, there's always the link in the description below. It'll take you to the full playlist and you can watch through. But for this particular chapter, King Nebuchadnezzar just does his own recap. Verse 28 says, "Then Nebuchadnezzar said, 'Praise be to the God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, who has sent his angel and rescued his servants. They trusted in him and defied the king's command and were willing to give up their lives rather than serve or worship any god except their own God.'" You can't get upset. I mean, that's pretty much the story. These 3 men worshiped the one true God and him alone. They defied the king because the king wanted them to worship him. They were willing to give up their lives. They just wanted to make sure the king knew that they were only worshiping the one true God. And then God saved them miraculously in a way that the king can't explain, other than to say that their God is the only God. And then he commands everyone to praise that God. Praise the one true God. It made me think, how often do we take a moment and recap situations in our lives? Things happen to us every single day, right? We get to the end of the day and we make our way through, and sometimes we just are like, oh my gosh, I just made it, yay. But do we take some time every day, every week, every month to go back and review and look and see what is actually happening in our lives? What would be a good summary for today? What about the week? What about the month? What are our learnings from the day? What are our takeaways? How would we summarize God's involvement and movement in our life on this day, this week, or this month? The king recapped this situation beautifully right here. What does your recap need to be? And how can we continue to use that as a way to impact your commitment to Christ? Something to think about today. Now, love to have you join us every day, so make sure that you subscribe so that we can see you as we continue through Daniel, the book of Daniel. Thanks.